love reading in this park. I have done since I was 16. So peaceful. It's even quieter these days.
The future of climate change is difficult to predict, but clearly much more extreme weather events, changing weather, that will create in itself huge social changes, like desertification will mean migration, flooding, land loss will mean that people want to move. I think the potential for both environmental and social problems are enormous.
Countries not being able to grow food, drought will be terrible, rivers drying up, and we have to think of other countries as well as ourselves, and not only our immediate life and lifestyle.
I think climate change is a hugely important issue, and I care about it a lot because I think that we've got a real responsibility to the planet and to future generations to safeguard it for them.
I think we are beginning to notice changes, obviously within the weather, and the seasons seem to be lengthening and doing strange things. And I think probably initially you might think it was your imagination or just, freak weather behaviour, but as the months and the years are going by, it's quite obvious there is something happening and we need to not ignore it and take action.
I hope that people will also have the moral fibre that they'll want to do something about climate change problems themselves and not solely leave it to politicians.
The recent Stern report said that if we start doing stuff now, then it will be less painful than if we put it off for 10 or 15 years. So if governments don't take the right actions now and in the next couple of years, they are going to have to take much more difficult and unpopular actions in 10 or 15 years' time, so that that will be much more difficult both politically and much harder for all of us.
This is Patricia. She is driving towards a wall. She can see it coming but has not slowed down. In fact, she continues to head towards the wall at high speed. Suddenly, Patricia has to stop.
When the government first proposed energy rationing, I hadn't really thought about how it was going to affect my life. But it's hard. It's really hard. And I can understand why they have to be so strict about things, but I feel as though I've lost some of my rights. Which of the laws have affected me the most? Power off at 9:30, definitely. I mean, it's going to sound a bit sad, but I really miss my late night telly. And I was a real night owl, so my whole way of living has changed completely. And I think too, limiting hot water, because I can't stand cold showers. Actually, what angered me the most was them coming to take away our cars. And it wasn't the fact that the compensation was, barely adequate, just that I really loved my little motor. And my husband was just devastated. But I have to say, we are fitter as a consequence because we're just walking everywhere. So I guess that's a good thing, isn't it? What do I miss? Oh, I think with the kettle ban, I miss my cups of tea. I mean, I used to drink about 6 or 7 a day, so it's a real loss. Oh, and the jam. How could you not miss the jam? My grandchildren, well, they're babies, so they don't really know what life was like before. I think the problems will be when they get older and we have to sit down and explain to them how on earth we got the world into such a state. When they evacuated Norfolk, I left a beautiful house behind. Lots of lovely things. But I can tell you, I certainly brought this with me. But as I say, keep stum about it, okay? Look at that. Bet you haven't seen one of those in a long time, have you? Oh, like I go back 20 years. I just do so many things differently. You know, it's not that I was particularly wasteful or anything like that. It's just that, well, I don't know, recycling, walking, saving energy. They weren't really big asks, were they? It's not difficult. And I really want to be determined about ensuring that everyone around me was doing the same sort of things. They're so simple, and they could have made all the difference.